Would you state your full name?
Bernard J. Dix.
And do you go by any other nicknames or anything?
Well, everybody calls me Bud.
Okay. And what was your father's name? Was it Bernard?
Bernard.
So does that make you a junior?
Yeah.
Do you use the junior or you don't use it?
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
anymore. He's dead. And,
Yeah.
he died a long time ago.
And what was your mother and father's names?
Before they were married, you mean, or?
Yeah.
Both. B-O-T-Z.
Oh, okay. That was your mother's maiden name.
Yeah.
And when were you born?
June 10th, 1916.
So how old does that make you
That
now?
makes me 98.
Oh, that's great. That's a long lifespan. And so I'm here with Jodi Magnuson, who has helped to organize this interview. So if she has any questions, I'm hoping she'll jump in if there's things that she thinks of as we're going through. Could you tell me where you were born?
Sauk Center, Minnesota.
Okay. And were you born at home or in a hospital?
Oh, at home. They didn't have any such thing as workplaces.
Yeah. Did you have a large family in terms of
I have
siblings?
6 sisters and no brothers.
Yeah. Oh, really? All sisters. You were the only boy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unusual.
Well, the reason for that is so they could spoil me.
I see. And where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in North Minneapolis, really,
Okay.
yeah.
And
But I was still young when we moved to South Minneapolis.
yeah.
I went to De La Salle on a scholarship. So I lucked out there for 2 years. Then I finished up in South High School.
Okay.
But at that time I was also got special hours. I got out at 1 so I could go work at the meat market.
Yeah. Did you have jobs then where you were working after you got done with high school?
What?
Where were you working after high school? You were
Meat market.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in high school. I got out, they gave me special hours, so I get out at 1 o'clock so I could go to work. They were very nice about it.
Yeah.
At South High School, so I was at work around 1:30.
Where was the meat market located?
Riverside and Cedar.
Oh, sure. I used to live
Down
near there.
4th and Cedar area.
So you were working at the time of Pearl Harbor then?
Oh, yeah.
And then how do you recall Pearl Harbor? Do you have any memories of that day when you heard about it?
My wife and I were in the kitchen. And all of a sudden on the radio, they announced that Pearl Harbor had been attacked.
Yeah.
And that's how I heard about it. But of course I remember all the details of that particular radio time.
Did you enlist or were you drafted, and when did you go in?
I enlisted in the Marine Corps. I had a friend of mine, a commander in the Navy, and he told me, Bud, they're going to get you sooner or later. I said, let me know when we get close to my being called into service.
Sure.
So he let me know. He says, your name is not too far down the list. So I enlisted in the Marine Corps. Went down to the old post office building.
Oh, in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one that's kind of near the river on
Yes,
the Milwaukee Road.
from the Milwaukee Depot.
Yeah. So, was there a period of time after you? Was there a period of time after you enlisted before they called you up, or did they grab you and send you off to boot camp?
Well, no, I was notified and I went to boot camp. There was, I think, about 10 of us that got on the train in Minneapolis at the Milwaukee Depot, and we took the train to San Diego.
Oh, okay.
And at San Diego base, they picked us up at the depot, and I went to the base at San Diego, and from there on I became a Marine.
Yeah. What do you recall about when you enlisted then, or what the date was that this all started? Was it in 42? Or
Well, before 40.
oh, in December 7th, 41 was Pearl Harbor, so
Well, then, yeah.
be early 42 or so.
My age, the date's confused.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
It's over 70 years ago at this
Yeah.
point. Okay, so you went through boot camp, and it looks like there's a picture. Is this of your? Can
San
I put
Diego,
that?
yeah.
Let me put this in front of the camera just so we know which one we're looking at here. Oh yeah, that's a great picture. Very clear. And so, are you in this picture?
Yeah, I should be. I'll tell you, I remember this picture because I remember that our platoon leader. But
Did
this guy that's right here, I don't think that's him. I think that's me.
Oh, okay, so they might have mislabeled some of
Yeah.
the names on it. Where did you get this? Did they make did they give everyone a photograph of the group?
I've never seen a picture like this before.
Oh, okay.
I've seen one other,
Yeah,
but
it's
it
probably
was a,
probably in the record somewhere.
yeah.
These
Yeah.
are in the book.
Oh, yeah.
So there's
Here,
the
let's
one-
put those in front of the camera.
The
So,
ones with the picture here.
here, let's see, that's that's the original, and then that's got the names written on it, and this is kind of a clean version of the picture. Boy, you guys all look young. How old were you then?
I was just at the ripe old age of 20 something. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I don't quite remember.
Well, you were around 20.
Oh, I was in the upper 20s by that time.
Oh, okay, so
Oh,
you were an older guy for that.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Yeah,
But they were grabbing him up to age 30 around that time, and
yeah.
I knew that a friend of mine, a commander, was telling me that my time is, so I enlisted right before he warned me when my time was coming, and he warned me, so I went and enlisted in the Marine Corps.
Now, what was boot camp like for you? Did they get you in
Boot
shape?
camp was 8 weeks of everything.
Yeah,
Jumping off of towers and going into pools and crawling on the ground and under wires and barbed wires. And,
so they got you in shape and...
oh, I'll tell you, when you got we had 2 good, especially the one sergeant. He was quiet, very efficient, and I'll tell you, when we got done in 8 weeks, we were pretty well oriented into the Marine Corps
Yeah.
system.
They taught you how to shoot, and you were a rifleman?
No, I had no trouble there because they knew from Minnesota, I had a gun, and the first shot I hit the target at 500 yards.
Wow, that is terrific. Well, were you a hunter or something when you were
Well,
young?
I did a lot of Minnesota, you know,
Yeah.
I did a lot of
Yeah.
hunting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, deer, we ate deer at our house and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Now,
Or, you know, shotgun once in a while, birds.
did you become a bazookaman? You eventually became a bazookaman with the Marines?
Bazooka?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where did you get that training? Was that after boot camp? Was
Well,
it
they
advanced?
take you out, you know, to see how you can do, and I did what, but I laid a rocket in exactly the spot they wanted me to hit a downed old tank that was a target
Yeah.
at boot camp in San Diego.
So
I should say north of there, San Diego, where they have a boot camp where they do all the hard work.
Yeah. Well, tell me, again, I wasn't born until 9 years after World War II, so you're going to have to fill me in a
Yeah.
little bit on this. When a bazooka is used, do you have other people assisting you?
Oh, you better, because they have to, the new ones are a little different now. But they tap you on the shoulder when the rocket is put in there, so you have a couple of men carrying rockets, about this long.
Yeah.
And as soon as they got that, then they have to hook up the wire. There's a little wire from the bazooka trigger position
Yeah.
to the bazooka itself, to the rocket itself. And as soon as he taps you on the shoulder, you can fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what would be a typical target you would be supposed to take out, like a tank? And
Well, in the South Pacific, tanks were pretty rare.
yeah. So
For instance, I got the Japanese general who operated the Japanese troops. I got him in his cave.
So, like a cave, you might have to get.
Well, I fired into caves or
Yeah,
wherever
sure.
something I had to shoot at. Somebody would tell me what I was supposed to hit.
Yeah.
But you don't fire the bazooka that often. I carried a pistol. At first, you know, you had a rifle. Every Marine has a rifle.
Sure.
So I sent a note in by sergeant. I said, you know, it's very awkward for a Marine to be a good Marine carrying a rifle and a bazooka. They were both long weapons,
Yeah,
and God knows they're flying all over when you're walking.
yeah.
So, Lieutenant Stealthflug, he says, Dix has caused this. He says, yeah, I had to give up his pistol, and I carried a pistol after that,
Really?
and then my bazooka.
Yeah.
No more rifle.
Yeah. Well, it would have been a long bazooka too. How long is the
Oh, bazookas weren't that long. They were probably in the area of 4 feet.
4 feet? Okay. And so you were with the 2nd Marines
Yeah,
Division?
2nd Marine Division, yeah.
And were you with a company or 8th?
Oh, yeah, there
What
was
was the-
3 companies to a division.
Yeah. What would your unit designation be then?
What?
What would your unit? How would you designate your unit?
Oh,
2nd Marines.
to be honest with you, I'd have to look up my old, I don't remember that
Yeah.
type of stuff.
Were you in a particular like a battalion or?
Well, but the Marine 2nd Division,
Yeah.
and 3 units through that, and
Yeah.
I don't remember
Yeah.
the details of each
Sure.
unit
Sure.
without, some kind of a reference.
Yeah.
I thought he was the 3rd Battalion, 8th Marine, 2nd
Yeah.
Division.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Company.
What division?
2nd Marine
Yeah, that's
Division.
right. Yeah.
8th Marines,
Yeah.
3rd Battalion.
Yeah. Is that what it was? The 3rd battalion? Battalions, I don't remember that too
And
much.
then company, I'm not sure what company you were in.
No, I'll probably remember
It'll come to you.
someplace along the line.
So did they give you training after boot camp, or did they send
No,
you
boot
off?
camp is training.
Yeah, yeah.
Then
but
you go to advanced training.
Yeah, that's
after
what I
that.
meant. Yeah. So the advanced
That's
training.
why I became a bazooka operator, because
Mm-hmm.
I was the first one to put a rocket into a target, which was a tank.
Yeah.
And he says, you now are going to have a bazooka.
Was the advanced training at the same location in San Diego, or was it?
Oh, no,
elsewhere?
there's another one north of San, I don't remember just exactly, but a few miles north.
Sure.
And that's where all the field training went. A lot of mountain range type of thing, that north of San Diego.
Well, once you were trained, did they ship you off to the Pacific?
Pretty soon.
Yeah. Where did you go first? I mean, where in the Pacific were they shipping you to?
First thing we did was get into went on I forget what they call it, kind of a boat, but you
Yeah.
get into a tank, and the tank can float in the water, and we made attack landing on Tinian.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you pretty quickly went off.
Oh
to the,
yeah,
the-
but if
yeah.
you're a Marine, they
Yeah.
want you to fight down, not
Yeah.
to fall.
So you were in the Battle of Tinian, and I think I've got the date here.
I forget the date.
Yeah, I know it's.
Tinian was July 24th
Something like that. yeah.
to August 1st, 1944.
Yeah.
Okay, so July of '44, you were on a ship, and then How did you get off the ship and then get to
Get
the
into
island?
the jab track. It's kind of it's a tank,
Yeah.
a waterborne tank.
Yeah.
We got into that and go off the end of the boat and made a landing.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
so the
The
tracks
thing was
were,
going to sink
Yeah.
because they're heavy looking. I'll tell you.
did it have like tracks that were moving, and that was?
I don't know. All I know is that.
Is it like this one here?
Yeah, that's it looks. Well, no, that's a regular tank.
Oh.
More like something here without that on it. We had just about the same. It looks just about like that though. I don't remember how much of the cowling you had on the top of it. So but it's like that anyhow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You can see
Here,
the,
put it in front of the camera so we can see. Oh yeah, okay.
Is that?
Yeah, there's a tractor. Well, they had a lot of different things.
Oh, that was different.
There are all kinds of things that
all
they had to
kinds of
get people
equipment, yeah.
ashore, and
Yeah, some of them landed on, I forget, these boats. Yeah, that's something like that we had, only that's a regular tank. But the waterborne tank is different. They're wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I know they had designations, and there's got to be like 8 different types of designations. But like, there's a Higgins boat, and there's
I've heard of the Higgins boat,
there's
but that's one that they go like hell and they go right up on the beach with it.
and there's a duck, a DUKW. It's
Yeah,
amphibious.
I've heard of that too. I don't know
Yeah.
anything about it.
And then they had lots of different vehicles to get you
Yeah.
on shore.
Yeah.
Did the one you were on have like a machine gun or something, or was it just people?
All we
in it?
did was go in on this
Yeah.
deal, and all we did was carry so many troops,
Yeah.
and there was no way, no firepower or nothing.
Were you? Did you go in on the first day of the invasion of Tinian?
Of Tinian, yeah.
Were you there the first night
Yeah?
when that big battle, when the Japanese attacked the Marines and there was all this fighting going on?
They actually, all we did was near the shore,
Yeah.
and we were behind different kind of, whatever we could find.
Sure.
And I don't recall that large amount of Japanese though.
Yeah. So tell me
I
about.
can remember some
yeah.
Japanese coming, but
Well, as I understand it, the first night that the Japanese attacked kind of in force, and there was even down to hand fighting going on in the dark. Now, you know, that was at the front line. You might have been
Where
in
was
the group. Just at Tinian, right off the beach there. But that was the very first night.
Because the hand-to-hand fighting, I had a bazooka, so I had some help.
Yeah.
But
You were probably
the only
behind.
thing I know is I used my K-bar. That's a dagger.
Yeah.
I used it on one jab. I can remember that.
Yeah.
But generally, I don't know how many there were, but
Yeah.
that little section I was in, when coming in on this little Amtrak, what do you call it? Anyway,
Like this one?
yeah. No, it's not like that. All it does is have personnel on it. It looks like that, but it's only got personnel. And this big deal here is not on it, but this part is on the one I was on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, show that in the camera. So it's this one right here, up just a little bit. Yeah. So that wasn't the configuration of the one you were on. You were on.
No, I was on a more open one. Yeah.
So does this thing run over the coral and then it comes up on the beach?
Yeah.
Or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But the coral is not that big a problem,
Yeah.
evidently, because I don't recall it
Yeah.
being a problem.
Had they had the pontoons, the pontoon barge thing out yet, or did they put that up after you,
No,
you
the
landed?
pontoon, that was one that made night raids. You could ride them like a saddle,
Yeah.
you know, and then we had these UDs, as we call them, and then the Marines. There was 5 of us and 5 of them, and we'd hit these islands at night for checking them out. The Japanese, all we did was check them out. We never did any
Yeah. It was
so-called
kind of
fighting.
reconnaissance to see what
type of
was.
thing
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
When you came off of the ship, did you have to crawl down like a rope ladder or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Okay.
Went down there and got on a landing craft.
And what kind of equipment did you carry? Did you have
I
like
carried a rifle at that time.
a rifle and the bazooka?
Yeah, at that time I carried, but shortly thereafter I got a bazooka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was the Navy guns kind of loud, or what do you remember about this going into shore? Were they firing? Was the Navy
No, I
firing?
didn't hear too much. You're talking about warships.
Yeah, the bombardment.
With
yeah.
cannons on them.
Yeah.
I didn't hear too much of that.
Yeah. Okay, so you got to shore, and then tell me about what this was like. What you remember about this battle? It sounded like it went on for many days.
No, Tinian was taken
It's pretty quick.
pretty quick.
Yeah.
There was Japanese snipers here and there, but little by little you get rid of them too.
Yeah. Did you move? You were up in the northwest, and then did you move south on the island, or?
Well, if you look at it,
I guess we got a map here.
the islands go right towards.
Oh, okay. So this would be this would be north. So here's the white beaches, two white
Yeah.
beaches, and then this would be the northwest. And it looks like the arrows are moving towards the south here.
Well, everything we did was moving north. Tinian. When we came on Tinian, we came in like down in here.
Yeah, well this is, let me orient the map here. This is actually, this is north.
Yeah,
Somewhere. Here's the north,
yeah.
this is kind of a bird's eye view,
Yeah,
so it's at
yeah,
an angle,
yeah.
which is a little confusing. So you landed and then you moved across the island?
Moved up that way up,
Okay.
but I don't recall moving this far, and then we didn't move in very far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you actually get close enough that you said you used your knife with a Japanese?
On the general, yeah,
On a general?
yeah.
Oh.
The Japanese, they call him a general. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
true or not, but he was the leading officer.
Yeah. And how did that come about? How did you end up
I have
getting-
no idea. When you're fighting, you do the best you can, and
Yeah.
if I needed my knife, I used it.
Yeah.
Other than that, all I did was use my bazooka.
Now, did you fire the bazooka at targets when you were in this battle at
Only
Tinian?
once, just up on the where the Japanese general was, and I don't know what killed him, but the rocket might have would kill him anyhow. But a lot of stone up there, and it might have been the stones that hit.
Yeah.
You know.
Was this like a cliff or a cave?
Yeah, cliff with a cave.
Oh, okay. And
There's a lot of caves on Tinian.
yeah. Well, there's like a there's like a look like a bunch of cliffs and then a plateau, but it
Yeah, something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever see a tank on that island? Or?
No.
Okay, so
I know. To be honest, I don't even recall.
Yeah.
I've seen these abstract deals, kind of, but I've never seen a tank there.
Yeah.
The one tank that was there was probably it was useless anyhow.
Yeah.
It was all shot to hell.
Yeah. Well, I guess the Japanese probably didn't have any sophisticated tanks, probably
they,
on these islands.
No.
Yeah. But you had to kind of root out people that were in these the caves and in the crevices and all the cliffs and.
Well, if you read it, the women were told that the Marines are going to get up there and they're going to rape all the women. And then if you see the whole movie, you see the women jumping off the cliff.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Okay,
pictures.
well that was us down, but we would never. Matter of fact, we probably treated their women better than the Japs did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen a couple of films about Tinian, and yeah, the Marines were very kind. After the battle was over, they were treating the Japanese
There's 500
wounded.
Japanese women in this
Yeah.
one cave. And I don't know what the heck, but all we did was they could come out and do what they pleased,
Yeah.
you know. And
So they were
they-
offered surrender or to.
They didn't have to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so did there come a time then that they said, well, the island's secure and it's.
Oh
we're gonna-
yeah, I forget how many days it was, but
Yeah.
it was secured in very short time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And this was your first encounter with a.
Yeah, after we secured it, you know, then the army moved in and they run the operation. The only Navy people were the personnel near the dock, and they were help with their loading or unloading or whatever.
Yeah.
But the army was the ones that run the island, and we were way off in the distance in an area of the Marines. You know.
Did you stay on Tinian then, or were you moved somewhere else, like
No,
Saipan?
Tinian was our base. We
Okay.
operated from there. When
Yeah.
we went someplace, we come back to Tinian.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Tinian was a nice island. You
Yeah.
know, and, we had a camp there. Why not use it?
And it was what, mostly sugar cane there, or?
No, to be honest with you, there was some sugar cane. But to be honest with you, I don't know what their product was.
Yeah.
But I know sugar was big on the island.
Now the 2nd Marine Division was at Guadalcanal, but that was before all
Yeah, that
this.
was before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you run into people who had been in those battles that
No.
were with you, or did they
No.
recycle the personnel?
Well, there was one sergeant that I know, and he was a good sergeant, and he meant business, and he was a good trainer. And I don't recall the others from Guadalcanal, but
Yeah,
there had to be some around because, after all, the staff was there too, you know.
sure.
Yeah.
So after the battle was over, did you have a
Where,
period?
Tinian, you mean?
Yeah, on Tinian, was there a period of time where you were just?
Then all we did was make a good settlement and do this. Matter of fact, my brother-in-law, who was in the Army, I don't know how he did it, but he came over and visited me from someplace else.
Really?
Yeah, I almost fell over.
Who was that?
My brother-in-law, my sister's husband.
What was he doing in the
He was
service?
in the Army.
Oh,
And
okay.
he wasn't a fighter, so he was kind of like more like a bookkeeper type of work for the Army.
So you had some downtime after the battle to kind of recover and get
Oh
ready
yeah.
for the next thing.
Oh yeah, they don't. You got to get back in shape again. And,
Well, it sounds like it's very intense for several days, and then you can kind of
Oh yeah.
relax a little
But
bit.
you know, somebody's going to try to shoot you. You know, you're pretty careful.
Did you have any trouble with like straggler Japanese on that island?
No.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no. It's a funny thing. They were happy that the Americans took over because the Americans treated them better than their own people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
The
Marianas.
Japanese women were very nice and clean, but they stayed in their own area. And a few Japanese warriors, I can only remember one that I can recall. He come running out, you know, waving his hands and all that. And but the Japanese were kind of happy with us because peace, calmness.
They were
came along.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a population on those islands that were just people that lived there, and then the
Yeah.
Japanese took over.
Yeah, that's
And so
right.
there were kind of civilians intermixed among this
Yeah, they were
Japanese
farmers.
military.
Most of them were some
Yeah.
type of farmers.
Yeah. Did you ever meet anybody that was, you know, either a Japanese prisoner or one of the civilians?
The civilians, yeah, matter of fact, I talked to one fellow there who was a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very nice to talk to. We were sitting there shooting the breeze and yakking away. And yeah, after the islands were secured, that was like nothing. You know.
Yeah. Now, could he speak English?
Huh?
Could the farmer speak English, or?
See this? Yeah, there's one particular fellow because what was the reason for that? But anyway, he spoke English.
Yeah.
I remember sitting there shooting the breeze with him.
I may be wrong on this, but I thought the Marianas were sort of given to the Japanese after World War
Oh
I.
yeah, that's
So,
true.
you know, before then it was like a Spanish colony, and I don't know. It was run by
the
several.
Japanese used it for war purposes,
Yeah.
and after the war,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Did you see any of the building of the airfields? You know, later the atomic bomb took off from.
That's
Tinian.
right, boy. No, I never saw any of that.
Yeah.
Although there was on the one island I was on, there was one long airstrip that they put in.
Yeah.
And they use that for the reconnaissance plane. Matter of fact, like on Sunday, we go up there, I take my squad and go up there. They ate real good, these Army people. And they like to, and they said they could see us on the ground.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I said, we can see you in the air. But they said they could see us Marines
Yeah.
before we took over before we won the island.
Did you have good airport support when you were in the middle of the battle, or did you have
No,
airplanes?
to be honest with you, there was air fights with the Japanese fighters, you know, planes,
Yeah.
and Americans. I've seen that happen above us, you know.
Yeah.
But I never saw anything like that on the ground. It was just Japanese, but a bazooka will wipe out quite a few at a time.
Yeah. That explosive charge is pretty strong.
Evidently, yeah.
Do those projectiles, do they have fins on them that
Yeah,
open up,
yeah,
or?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there was 3 fins on the end of it. Yeah, and then about that much of it was meat.
Yeah. Well, how far could you fire one of those things?
For accuracy, 75 yards.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was practicing one day and we walked off and I was hitting an old knocked out tank because tanks are very rare anyhow. But there was an old knocked out tank there and I used that for a target. And at 75 feet I was pretty accurate.
Well, that's a little under a football field, but you'd
Yeah.
be pretty close on an island
Yeah.
anyway to the target
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
gonna hit. Did you get to know the people in your unit pretty well? Did you have any?
No, the ones that I met, most of them were from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I kind of lost track of them.
Yeah.
I was the only one from Minnesota.
Okay. So they kind of hung together as a group.
Yeah, and we had a nice little group there during the war. I mean,
Yeah.
we got together and we played poker and, matter of fact, I sent a lot of money home. I was lucky.
You were good?
Oh yeah, Marines love to play poker.
Yeah.
Even on ship, you know, next thing you know, if you see any crowd of Marines playing poker. Yeah, but in any event, I sent a lot of money home.
Yeah.
I was lucky.
Now, was that against the rules to be playing poker on the ship, or were they
No,
okay with
they,
that? They didn't
commanders
care.
that we had,
Yeah.
they were nice guys.
Yeah. So now I understand you later were at Okinawa. Is that right?
Yeah?
You were at the Battle of Okinawa,
Oh, yeah.
and can you tell me about that? What were you doing?
Well, if you look at the map, there's Okinawa, which is long, and down the bottom, all we did was go into the, I can't even tell you the distance or anything,
Yeah.
but there's an area there, and then right, there's a whole bunch of little islands there too,
Sure.
right on the south side.
Just show the map.
Oh yeah. So let's see. Aishima's up here off to the side, and then
Yeah.
you came in. Were you in you were floating reserve in the 2nd Marines?
No?
Did you actually land on the
Oh,
island?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
USMC, USA. What's the USA? US Army?
Yeah.
Well, they came in after, but we came in down here someplace, because this ridge here goes all the way, yep, all the way up. But
Your 2nd Marine Division Command.
here's the 2nd Marine.
Oh, that's Japan.
Well, this belongs someplace else. This
Yeah,
belongs,
later.
yeah. But that was us, yeah,
September
Japan.
45.
Yeah. 2nd Marine Division.
Did you land like you did on Tinian, where you'd get off a ship and climb down a rope ladder?
No, only once. Only
Okay.
did that once.
Yeah,
Other than that, we went in on with a tank.
yeah. And
Yeah.
there the ship would open up the front, and the tank would go
Yeah,
off the front.
first time that I went on, I just hope to God the thing floats because that thing only goes in the water.
You didn't know if you were going to sink or not, huh?
Well, yeah, most of the tanks in the water.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I went on one of those, I thought, oh no. But it floats.
So how did you get from the ship to Okinawa? Was it on one of these ships and then a tank, or?
When on Okinawa
Yeah.
I came in on one of those tanks.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And then did it run right up onto the beach, or?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Once it gets, they can go all over the place.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they're just like a regular tank.
yeah.
Yeah.
What did
The
you?
only thing is, you want to be careful you don't put your hand over the side. You're supposed to trap them.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty close.
Sure. Well, did you jump off of this when you got on land, or did you
They
stay
just
with
drop the front down and away you go.
it? Yeah.
Yeah. The whole front drops down.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, we took off and the first thing I did, my strap on my rifle broke and it fell down in the sand. I couldn't even use it, but I had a knife.
So the strap broke. Were they made out of leather? Or like
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
you see the rifles with straps on the
Sure.
on the bottom. Oh, that's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
Good work, yeah.
So, what did your unit do on Okinawa? What was,
All we did was come in to take out Southern Point.
okay,
That's all the 8th Marines did.
yeah,
The rest of it, if you look at Okinawa, there's a ridge. There's a ridge anyhow there.
yeah.
And
Might be up here in this one, Ibaru.
yeah, we came in down here. And
You
we
know
only
that-
went so far.
Hmm.
I remember we came in from the south, but there was a whole bunch of islands down here someplace.
Well, the unfortunate thing is some of the times they throw the north isn't just straight up, so it's,
Yeah.
you gotta kind of,
Yeah.
it's a little disorienting to look at these sometimes.
USMC, right here.
But this looks like it's showing down here. So this must have been where you came in. Or maybe you came down that way.
Yeah. 8th Marines,
There was
yeah.
a Kunishi Ridge.
Oh, I don't remember
Your
the
name.
name.
Oh, and the Ibaru Ridge.
No,
was
I don't
mentioned.
remember those names.
Well, now, was the southern part high, or was it caves, or what was
Low.
the south like?
Huh?
What was the south like in Okinawa?
Well, just like a piece of flat land here.
Oh, okay, so it's
But
flat.
all of a sudden the hills started.
Uh-huh,
But I never saw anything like we considered a mountain or anything like that. It was strictly hills.
yeah.
And we were only there just so long, and we went back to our ship.
So it was a pretty quick taking
Yeah.
of the southern tip
Yeah, oh yeah,
there.
yeah.
And was that late in the campaign or early?
Oh yeah, that was late to the war.
Yeah,
Yeah, matter of fact, a peace was declared not too long after that.
yeah,
Yeah, because I remember the general coming through there, and he went up in the caves and fired a rocket in there, and that was the end of him. But the American general, he comes down, and he stands up. I said, "Oh, for God!" I went back to tell him to get down.
Simon Buckner.
Buckner, he killed him just like that.
You were there
Oh yeah,
when Buckner was shot, really?
yeah. I went
my.
back to try to tell him to get. He was standing there like a dumb idiot.
Yeah,
I thought, why would anybody stand up when the Japs still down there? And he was shot before I got to him.
yeah,
Even if I had to tackle him or something. But he come down to see how the 8th Marines were doing, and he stood there.
yeah.
I thought, my God in heaven, how did he become a general?
I think he was the highest ranking general to be
At
shot
that time down
during
there,
World War
yeah.
II, and that
Yeah.
included Europe, I think.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I
Yeah.
know he was no penny-ante general.
Yeah, no, he was very high
But he
up.
was also dumb.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess,
Why would anybody stand up and
yeah. And it was a sniper.
some sniper nail him,
Yeah. There was another officer that was high ranking that was also shot at Okinawa. So
Well, I don't know anything about
Yeah.
Guadalcanal.
yeah, well, there were two at Okinawa that were killed that were
Oh.
high ranking. But yeah, you actually were there when this happened, because that's a fairly famous thing,
Yeah.
Buckner Bay, it's named after him now,
Well, yeah, but how he became a general being so stupid? Why would a person stand up
yeah,
when the snipers? We had our riflemen watching for openings to shoot,
yeah,
and he stands up there, come down and see how the 8th Marines are doing.
yeah,
God, I couldn't even believe that anybody would do that.
yeah. Well, it must have been near the end of the fighting.
Oh yeah, the
at that
war was
point.
almost over with.
Yeah. Well, the Okinawa campaign lasted, what was it, almost 3 months, but then
From north to south, they
Yeah.
came in, they had what they call the 6th Marine, which is a temporary deal, because to be, what do you call it, the whole office can only have 5 divisions, but they had a temporary 6th, and take my word for it, they should never have had them. Because that general, I can't believe to this day how a general can be so damn dumb
yeah.
when there's rifle fire going on.
Well, did you fire your bazooka on Okinawa?
Oh yeah, only once in the cave.
Yeah,
I got the Japanese general.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go into the cave after the?
Oh yeah, I went up there and looked around, and
Yeah.
not much, I mean, it wasn't that important, you know.
Yeah,
But it was like up by, yeah, a little deal, you know.
yeah. And then after the southern tip was secured, you went back onto the ship?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Went back on the ship and went back to San Diego.
okay.
Yeah.
And then you were in San Diego when the war ended?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and,
Matter of fact, the war ended before I got to San Diego.
oh, were you still on the ship and
Yeah.
you got the announcement?
Well, yeah, after that, Okinawa, there was, what else is there to fight for?
Yeah. Well, I know the Nagasaki plane landed there, you
Yeah.
know, because they were short on fuel, so they were using it for the airplanes, you know.
They had a
the
good
airfield.
airstrip there.
Yeah. Did you ever see the airstrip on Okinawa? I think it starts with a K.
I've seen it, but
Yeah.
I don't recall much of it because
Yeah.
when you're in the Marine Corps, you never stand still long enough to notice it.
Well, when they announced this ending of the war you were on the ship, were they pretty happy at that point about hearing that?
Well,
or-
yeah, but there was no jumping up or shouting and all that sort
Yeah,
of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was a little different in the cities in the
Oh,
United
yeah,
States.
my
They went
God.
crazy when they heard the news that it had ended.
Look what happened when the war ended in Europe. My God, it exploded.
Yeah. So, did you have to stay in for a while, or did they release you?
Not too long after the war, I had points or whatever they called it, because I had a family. I had 3 kids when I went.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was sent home pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I understand. Were you in insurance after the war, or
What?
What was your career after the?
Well, I had a
Second War?
meat market.
Okay.
My dad was running that but when I came home, I hate to say it, but my dad was not a good manager of meat markets. I sold out to the fellow that had the grocery department.
Yeah.
And I left there, and shortly thereafter, the Prudential, our agent, talked me into maybe going down looking into the insurance business. So I went down there, and I thought that's pretty good. And Prudential is one hell of a good company, I'll tell you.
So you worked with Prudential, and that was your primary
That was
career.
my primary job
Yeah.
after I sold out my meat room.
Yeah.
And I was there for 20 years. And I went with another company for a short period, but then I retired anyhow, Prudential and Social Security and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you retired, what, about 65, or?
Well, I'd have to say I was probably closer to 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
don't, to be honest with you, dates are a little befuddling to me
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Now, you were married actually before you went in, and then you had 3 kids.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Well, I had a friend of mine, a commander of the Navy, and he says, Buzz, they're going to get you.
Yeah.
And I said, just let me know when my numbers. And he was a Navy, what do you call it, commander. And his office was in the bank building downtown. But anyway, he told me, he said, so I joined up. I said, I want to be in the Marine Corps. And that's when I joined up.
Well, he must have had some inside information. He did you a real favor to let you know ahead of time.
Yeah, he
Choose.
said, your number is coming up soon.
Yeah.
He couldn't give me the exact date, but he said,
Yeah.
I'm vulnerable now.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I want to be what I want to be, you know.
How many kids did you have?
3,
3. Okay.
yeah.
At that time.
Did you have more kids after the
3
war?
more.
So you had 6.
Yeah,
Oh, they're all boys?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Now Greg, he's second from the youngest?
Yeah, Greg is the one that comes to visit me here.
Yeah, and Kevin was your youngest.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Greg is the cream of the crop. He, yeah.
You know.
Bill is, he's up north of, Bemidji, he's a doctor up there.
Oh, okay. An MD, a medical doctor?
Oh, yeah, he's got they got a big operation up there. Bemidji,
Were you married once or more?
Once.
Okay.
who else would want him?
She's still living.
Your wife is still alive? Is she?
Yeah, she's out of it. She's in the veterans home, and she's out of it. She recognizes my voice,
Yeah.
and she holds my hand. But other than that, she's
So she has some memory problems.
she's.
Well, let's go through some of your photographs. I guess Jodi has a lot of great pictures here. This looks like
Who has?
this is you in the service.
Oh yeah, this is when I came home, and I was in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, let me put that in front of the camera here. And then, yeah, there's your 2 kids and your wife.
Yeah.
And you're in uniform.
Yeah. Yeah, I came home on my 10-day leave, and from that time on, I was trained for fighting.
Let's see
This
here.
is at the end of boot camp.
You were married, it says here, June 1st of 1940, so that was just a couple
I was
years
not married.
before,
Yeah.
the few years before.
Yeah.
Now, let's see, there's another picture here. Let's see, let me put that one here,
I
and
don't
then I'll
know
give it
what
to
that
you.
one
What is that?
Oh yeah, this is when we were out at the lake, and I was standing there in my, well, I didn't have my uniform on, but partly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were kind of young and handsome back then.
Yeah, I'm old and holy now.
Still good looking.
So your wife was born in 1914, so
Right.
you married an older woman, is that right?
Yeah, I married an older woman.
There, okay.
Well, she needed somebody to guide her, so I offered.
You were available for that. Okay. Oh, yeah, here's a close-up here. This looks like,
That looks like me.
yeah, it looks like you. That,
Yeah.
that's,
Oh
I
yeah.
think
Oh yeah.
that's
I remember.
Now, one of the things I was going to ask, and this is kind of a, just because I'm interested in it, but when you read about the Battle of Tinian, they say that was the very first time that the airplanes ever used napalm. Did you ever see anything like that with they're dropping bombs and it was a gasoline
Yeah, they drop.
jelly?
Napalm is nothing more than a fireball.
Yeah,
so to speak.
it's kind of jellied gasoline.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, I've seen them dropping it. Those planes, like I was on this one ship, and I said, "My God!" I said, "I could hit one of them with a bazooka."
They were so that
They're
low.
that close,
Yeah.
And he said, "No," he said, "We'll do it the other way."
Well, when this rocket comes out of the bazooka, is there like a blast? Do you have to?
Oh
duck
yeah, you don't
anything,
want
or-
to stand behind the bazooka
Yeah.
when you fire that baby,
Yeah.
because
Well,
you
how-
get burnt.
Well, how are you protected?
Oh, you're on the side of it.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing to worry about there.
Yeah.
So you put them over your shoulder, and you're looking down the sight, which is on the side,
Okay.
and they're accurate up to 75 yards.
And they would tap you on the shoulder when they're ready to go.
Well, they were, yeah,
The wires
at
are
that time they had to put a wire when you pull the trigger, that ignited. It was like a battery.
Yeah.
It would ignite that wire, as it were, and then the rocket would go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
They were accurate up to about 75 yards.
an effective sounding weapon for what you
Oh,
were
I'll
doing.
tell you, the first time I hit that tank, I couldn't believe it. I looked on the outside. I said, "My God, there's a little hole there." I looked inside. It was like somebody shredded the place.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Well, to go through that much metal too, or to
Yeah.
blast
However,
it.
whoever invented it, I'll tell you, that's a powerful weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you keep in touch with any of your other Marines after
No,
the
I
war?
came out of a hospital, and I didn't. I kept in touch with one fellow, but that ended, after so many years, and he's out in Wallaby, on the other end of Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Do you remember what his name is
I'm
today?
trying to think of that
Yeah.
because I figured you were going to ask me, but I can't
Were
think of it
you?
now.
Did you say you were in a hospital? Did you have a wound or something or?
No, I had an emergency appendectomy.
Oh, okay. Well, boy, I don't think I've known anybody who's had one of those.
Yeah, I was running, yelling and moaning, and finally they came and got me, and the doctor at night took out my
Your appendix.
appendix,
Yeah.
and I hung laid around for till I got healed up.
That was San Diego?
No, I was in Tinian. That was our base camp.
Oh, this happened.
It was overseas.
Yeah, this was after the battle. This,
Yeah,
you had
oh
this
yeah,
attack
the war was
of
over, yeah.
Appendix.
Oh yeah.
Was it real painful? I guess it's an
Oh,
inflammation.
God, I'll tell you, that painful to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was an army hospital, but that's what was on Tinian. And I kept moaning, and finally they came and got me and took the darn thing out.
Yeah. And they did okay?
Oh yeah, evidently I'm here.
Yeah. Let's see, were there any other people you met during the experience of World War II? Did you have any USO shows or anything like that come through? Or I suppose you were just trained and then sent off on the boat.
Yeah, I saw the Andrews sisters once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where-
I don't remember where I saw them either,
Yeah.
but it was over someplace anyhow.
Well, they were from Minnesota.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, they lived right next door to a friend of mine who lived out of Minnetonka.
Yeah.
The Andrews sisters were, and I met them.
Really?
Yeah, they were visiting their folks. They had a place at Minnetonka,
Yeah.
and this one girl, the blonde girl, the one that was laying there for flat, she kept her main phrase was, "Oh shit."
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, did you, this is a story, I guess you mentioned to Greg that in '44 you were in San Diego and you and a buddy went to a fairly fancy restaurant.
Oh yeah,
the Network,
the Blue.
Blue
yeah.
Network building, and who did you see there?
What's his name?
Peter Lawford and Marilyn Monroe?
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe and Peter Lawford.
Well, what was that like? Did you just look at him, or did you go talk to him, or?
No, they were right next to us there, you know,
Yeah.
I just nodded like you would to
Yeah.
another restaurant, you know, and they appreciate the fact that, you know, after all, they're pretty well-known people, and
Yeah.
they were there to have a little peace and quiet themselves, so.
They
I wasn't
appreciated you didn't invade their privacy with asking for
that's right,
signatures
yeah.
or something. Yeah.
And she was quiet and nice-looking girl.
Yeah. Wow.
Peter
did you
Lawford's
eat?
a nice-looking fellow.
What kind of meal did you have?
To be honest with you, I don't remember.
Did you keep any diaries or logbooks or write anything while you were doing all these things with the Marines? Or didn't they let you
Well,
do
yeah,
that?
I did, and my wife sent them home, you know, or I mean,
Yeah.
but I don't know what happened to them.
Oh, you mean you sent letters to your wife?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and but the only thing you can't put it in letters is something vital.
Yeah.
But I told her what I was doing or what the place was
Yeah.
and all that, and I don't know what happened to all that stuff. But they're around, evidently someplace.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame that you know those were kept and then they kind of disappear. I suppose
Yeah.
that's true of most people's letters, though. You know.
Yeah.
Did you have any other documents that you saved, like telegrams or orders or induction things, or did you have any paperwork that you've kept from that era of your life?
Well, I'd have to look it up because there's some stuff laying down in my office. I have an office in the basement of my home,
Oh, okay.
and but after all these years, I just don't remember what I've done with.
Could be
different
buried
Yeah.
somewhere in a box.
things. Besides, I'm stupid.
Oh, you had medals? Did you?
I don't have pictures of them, but
Oh yeah, I
Did they
got.
give you
I got it all on a frame. A friend of mine, a
Sure.
commander from the Navy, got all my medals and stuff, and had them all framed, and I
you
got
got
them.
those late.
Huh?
You got those late. They didn't give them to you right away.
No, I don't remember when he got them, but he was a Navy commander, and he saw to it that whatever was coming, I got them, and they're all in a frame and hanging on the wall in my home.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
So some of these were given to you at the time, and some were given to you in the year 2000.
Oh, I can't remember the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but later it was
Yeah.
after the war.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did your unit get a presidential unit citation? Do you know?
Well, yeah, as I understand it, the unit did,
Yeah.
because I got one.
Yeah.
So we were all buddies, so those that are alive evidently got one.
Well, I know Saipan has issued some medals that people like yourself can apply for, and they're really nice medals, and that's all been done in the last like 10 years.
Oh,
So those things are. Have you been back to the Washington D.C. to see the World War II memorial?
oh yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, I've never seen it, but I hear it's very nice. It's
Well,
tall.
I'll tell you, that thing, when you stand beside it, you know, that thing is kind of tall.
Yeah. Did you go on your own, or did you go on an honor flight where they paid?
Oh, no, I didn't go on an airplane. I'm trying to remember how I got there. Because my wife and I traveled different places.
Sure.
Florida or the East Coast, or I had relatives in New York and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, I did also want to ask you.
So I think you brought home a rifle, a Japanese rifle.
Oh yeah, did you bring home any souvenirs from your time in service? Did you have a Japanese rifle, I guess?
Oh yeah, my son has got that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about that. How did you get it, and when did you get it?
To be honest with you, I don't know, because when you kill Japanese and so on, you're either going to get a sword and or a rifle
Yeah.
or something like that. And I had one small knife, you know, dagger type. But I can't figure out what happened to that darn thing.
Yeah. How did you get it home? Did you ship it home, or how did you get the Japanese rifle to the States? Did you carry it with you, or?
No, they had a system of helping us ship stuff.
Yeah.
I don't remember just how, but anyway, somebody helped us do that.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
you-
remember how I even got that darn thing home, to be honest with
Well, that's quite a souvenir to have.
you. Yeah, my son's got the rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah, they're very accurate. I'll tell you, they're better than the M1. The M1 has got firepower,
Yeah.
but they're not as accurate as that Japanese.
Was it a
I
bolt
hit
action?
I hit a deer at 500 yards, exactly on target. When I come home, I used the rifle for deer hunting
Yeah.
one year, and that baby wasn't off an inch
Wow.
at 500 yards.
Well, I wonder if it was a sniper rifle or something.
Well, the Japanese rifle was just
Yeah.
a lot. The only thing that was bad about it was the wood on the stock. It was crappy, but the metal part,
Yeah.
that was a good, you could see the difference. The Americans wanted the M1 for firepower.
Yeah.
Boy, you pull that trigger, that's it, 8 shots just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I heard too the M1 would go through a tree. You know, if somebody was behind the tree, you could fire
I
an
doubt
M1.
it. To be honest with you, I doubt it.
Okay.
Of course, I don't know what size tree you're talking about.
Yeah.
But
Be
if
a
the tree
small
was over, say, 8 inches,
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Did you see pillboxes or anything like that? Did you see any pillboxes or things like that in placements when you were on Tinian? Did they?
Not on Tinian.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
On Okinawa, there was several kind of emplacements, you know.
Yeah.
But not all man-made either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they had some fairly major guns, which were a real problem, I guess, on Tinian, that were firing at the Navy, and eventually they knocked those out. But I think they had one in each one of the places around that island, you know, and that might not have been anything that you had run across, but it was noted by the marine historians that they had these large guns that actually could hit the ships out there in the water.
On Tinian?
Yeah, on Tinian, but they must have knocked them out with the airplanes and all the other stuff.
Well, I covered a lot of Tinian,
Yeah,
and after the Peace Tinian was our base, you know,
yeah,
and we ate at the Army. I take my squad up. The Army ate real good. In the Marine Corps, they don't have good cooks. So we go up there, and the Army really was happy to see us up there. My squad and I would go up there and on a Saturday or Sunday, and we have dinner up there.
so
They ate good.
Army food was better.
Huh?
How was the Navy food?
The Navy food is good.
On the
It's
ship.
the Marine Corps food that needs help. But that's all right. We still got plenty to eat, and yeah.
Okay, did you have any other
No, I don't.
questions or topics?
Weather, how was the weather? The weather when you were there, do you remember?
I can't
training?
remember except that one typhoon type, but the weather's always been quite nice.
Yeah. Well, I think that area, the Central Pacific, they do get typhoons that can be pretty strong.
Oh, I guess yeah. The Atlantic is worse, but in the Pacific, every so often they get a boomer,
Yeah.
and I only saw one of those in the time I was on the Pacific.
Were you ever seasick while you were
No.
on the ship?
Oh yeah, when the first couple of days on board ship, I was a little nauseous,
Yeah.
not too bad,
Yeah.
but it went away, and I ate slop just like the rest of them.
How long did it take from San Diego to get to Tinian
Oh,
on the boat?
I don't know, 8 days or so.
Oh. You remember the name of the ship?
Oh no.
Did you sleep in like bunks or?
Yeah.
It wasn't hammocks. They got rid of those, I suppose, in the Navy.
Well, no, they had hammocks, but I got
Yeah.
a bunk
Yeah.
because I think on certain decks they had bunks, and on certain decks they had the other.
Yeah. Well, did you lose friends, or were you lucky that way in terms of the unit you were in? Did you have people that you knew that
Well, I had one fellow from Pennsylvania, but after the war we
yeah,
were kind of buddy because we both did the same thing in the Marine Corps.
yeah,
But my trouble is it'll come to me, but I can't think of the name when I want to. But later on I'll say, oh hell, I remember.
yeah, I'm like that too. I'll remember it 5 minutes after I need to remember it. Did you like the experience of being in the Marines, or?
Well, yeah, the outfit I was in had a hell of a good sergeant.
Yeah,
I mean, he was all business, but he was good.
yeah,
And I appreciate goodness when you're doing something.
yeah.
What was his name?
I can't remember right now. I can't.
Yeah.
But he was a quiet fellow, and I have a picture of him.
Was it this guy Lukacic?
Huh?
Lukacic, was that his name? This down at the bottom?
Right down here.
I think it's.
Yeah, that's right here. That's
Oh.
him right there.
Here, point him out, and we'll put it in front of the camera here.
Right there.
This guy here, okay. Let's see if I can get him in here. Oh yeah, he's right in the center, just to the left. Platoon 380, U.S. Marine Corps.
Yeah.
You think this is his name right here? Lukacic? Does that?
Yep. Fernandez was his sidekick, corporal. Yeah, Lukacic or something like that. Platoon sergeant Lukacic.
Did you get different commanders while you were on the islands then?
No, not that I know of.
You remember John Miller?
No.
I had another name. Paul Wallace?
No.
Well, Bud, that's all the questions I can think of. Is there anything else you'd like people in the
no,
future?
I'm surprised that you're after me to put my exploits in the service. What are you going to do with all this?
What
here?
we'll do is I'm going to take the video and I'll put it on DVD, and I'll give copies to Greg and anybody in your family that would like a copy.
Yeah.
And I'll put it up on YouTube, and that's anybody with a computer can then watch it in the future. And sometimes people will come out of the woodwork from 70 years ago and look you up. I've had that happen with a few of these.
Yeah.
But I've done a number of them, and it's surprising how many people are out there looking for other people that they knew, you know, back in World War II. So that might or might not happen. But the purpose is to record some of your memories for, you know, your future generations.
Well, I'm pretty old now, and I know that I'm, you know, shot, as it were.
You're not going to live forever, like.
No, I'll hang around for a while just to annoy people, but then after that, actually.
Well, thanks a lot, Bud.
Well,
and,
thank you for
I'm glad we
looking
had a
me up.
chance
I hope
to
I
do
did
this.
you some good. Or,
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
It's
you.
very interesting.